Here I come to get you. Abracadabra, agracamus. Please give the people their stimulus. I'm going to get the wand in a little bit. 743. It's containing COVID. Proudly brought to you by Cabo Enterprises, IT&E, Coast 360, Bank of Guam, and Ambrose Inc. At 743. We wanted to bring Kathy Castro from the Guam Chamber of Commerce on, as of course we saw some gradual reopening start on Mother's Day, and just kind of wanted to bring you on, Kathy, and find out how the chamber and your members are doing under PCOR 2. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. So what's the status?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Again, shopping center, Micronesia Mall, GPO, and a lot of the other retailers are open. There are some exceptions, noticeable exceptions. Macy's, Ross, Tommy Hilfiger, and Calvin Klein. Some of them are waiting for corporate protocols to be put in place.
Oh my God! I thought Ross was open this whole time in Macy's.
Yeah, no.
I was wondering why my people weren't buying me anything. Thought they forgot about me because of the COVID. But so those aren't okay. That's good to know, Kathy.
Yeah, so they're not quite open yet. They're preparing their facilities to meet the guidelines. So, putting up the sneeze guards and making sure that their employees have PPEs and, those sort of things. So they want to make sure that everybody's safe, their customers, their employees. So those openings will be a little bit later, maybe towards the end of the month or
how's it work
next month.
So when they get the protocols, are you just good to go, or do you need to call public health or anything?
Well, the protocols have already been vetted.
Okay.
So what we've between us and public health and the Women's Chamber, we've got all of the guidelines posted on our website. So they're readily available for anybody to go through.
Catherine, I'm wondering, right? So we reopened with PCOR 2. More businesses have opened their doors. But driving by GPO the other day during what I thought would be not a peak time, but I didn't really see anybody in the parking lot. So we've opened, but have they come?
That's a good question. The people, from my understanding and speaking with Monty and speaking with the folks at the other places, is that they have seen people, but they're the main areas that people congregate to. There's no loitering allowed anymore. People can go to, for example, the food court at GPO, but they can't stay and eat. Mm-hmm. So those types of things that, shopping malls are a place for people to gather.
Yeah.
They're a place for people to hang out and meet people and people watch and do shopping, but window shopping perhaps. And so because we're still in PCOR 2 and all of these, there's still limitations put in place. So there's not going to be the crowds that we were expecting to see. And we understood that going in.
Right. And I think even with GPO, they've kind of changed up how they're doing business in terms of some of their businesses now. They've kind of leaned towards online shopping.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice that a lot of the retailers have adjusted the way that they do business because of the current, pandemic situation, and moving forward is going to be a new way of how we experience, retail shopping, right? And it's going to be a little while, and I don't even know if we're going to go back to that same way that we have done retail therapy before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted to get back to PCOR 2, and are you seeing some of the businesses that, like the gyms, the spas, that can be open. They just have to come up with their plans. Are you seeing them starting to submit their plans for reopening during PCOR 2?
Everybody, these businesses have been awesome. All industries, including like dog grooming, dance studios, gyms, salons, they've all submitted their guidelines ahead of time. When they knew that PCOR 2 was coming up, everybody submitted guidelines, and they were all vetted against national guidelines for their particular industries, and as well as the CDC and public health guidelines. So those have been put in place. Even golf courses, tennis industry, you name it. Shipping. I mean, what do you call those? Fishing companies.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has submitted. So it's just a matter of when certain guidelines will be relaxed, when these other groups like dance and gyms can be open.
Right. Who makes that decision? Public health, or
it would be public health and the physicians advisory group. That's my understanding.
Wow, Kathy. So with the openings, right? How are the businesses dealing with how many staff to have versus being open but nobody's showing up, or very few people are showing up? So I mean, I'm pretty sure that's quite the juggling act.
Yes, it is, and everybody, we all, we're all. Me personally, I'm just, I'm heartsick about, not having our people employed and have that opportunity to get a steady paycheck. And I know it's difficult for everybody, but I think that the businesses are doing what they can to, to stagger the work schedule so that people have opportunities. So those things are in place. Obviously, the ones that are hurting the most are those that are in the hotel and visitor industry. So that's a little ways down the road.
Mm-hmm. What about in terms of your membership? How many of the businesses have officially just closed down as a result of being a casualty of COVID?
Mm-hmm.
You guys keeping track of that?
We only know our members, right? So we know that Fruits is closed at the Agana Shopping Center. So that was their only business outside of. I know that they have facilities on the Anderson and Naval Base Guam. My understanding too is that Royal Orchid will not reopen as a hotel. So those are the only two that I know of for sure of our membership that have closed their doors moving forward.
Okay.
I know that there are several of our members that are still closed, but it's only because of the restrictions that are in place.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
What about the PPP? Are you guys keeping track of like how many businesses? Because I think it was 508, right? That received
right.
PPP. But since the was it CARES Act 2 or 3, whatever we're on, the new PPP funding that was provided. Do you guys know how many have applied and have been approved?
At this point, I don't. That information is provided by Ken Lujan from the SBA.
Ken?
Yeah, and my understanding is there's still some money available, but I do know also from the lenders that they are swamped with applicants, and so they're still going through applications.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I know that you guys sent out a newsletter, and there's quite a bit of information. There's one here. There's a webinar series that you guys are going to be hosting.
Yes. So, Sabrina, I don't know if you know, but we've been keeping the members abreast of like almost every step of the way since February, because like we've mentioned before in our chats that we kind of saw this coming, right? We wanted to kind of get ahead of this. So we've been keeping the members abreast, and if you take a look at our website, you can just see like all of these. We have links to all of the notices that we've sent out. But we've developed a webinar series, and this is the 4th one, and we're really excited about it because it's talking about our mental and emotional wellness during this crisis. And so Risha, again, who is also a member, has graciously agreed to conduct this webinar. So we're really excited to have that on Friday.
And this is open to just members?
Yes, it's open to everybody.
Okay.
Right now we've been having these webinars, and they've been open because, we understand that people need whatever help that they can get. So we've had attorneys on, we've had SBDC and SBA on. And we did that virtual town hall.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good with the women. Yeah, the Women's Chamber of Commerce.
Women's Chamber, yeah. So these we've made available for free because we know that our people need what they need, and so we wanted to do this. This is what we do.
All right. Anything else you wanted to say?
Well, I just again wanted to thank everybody.
Man, Kathy, I'm sorry. I just can't believe Ross. I thought Ross was open. Sabrina she was like gonna, and you're right. You can't loiter, you can't gather. And I've been to Ross. There's no way to just beeline in Ross. You don't ever go like, I'm gonna go to Ross and I'm gonna get one of those cute little like paintings that everybody has, and then I'm gonna go out. No, Ross is take your time.
Yes, go through every nook and cranny. I agree, and then
I just thought they were going to do it. I thought it was going to be like, okay, you only can have 20 people in, but you're again saying that the corporate guidelines with Macy's International or whatever and Ross.
Yes, and then there's also like this national, the National Retailers Association that have all of these guidelines in place. So everybody wants to make sure that people feel safe, and then that's the thing is, before we could even have invite visitors to come to visit us, we want to make sure our family and our friends and our people are comfortable here and safe, and so that's what we need to do as a community. So we're as much as we miss going to Ross and we miss going to Macy's and Tommy and all of those great retail shops, we just have to be just a little bit more patient. And I'm sure that, they'll be even better places to go for our shopping experiences.
All right.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks so much, you guys. Take care, all right?
You too.
All right.
Okay, Kathy. Wash your hands.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, as Kathy mentioned, they are having a webinar. It's the latest in the series of webinars that they've been having. Tomorrow, there's one with Risha Uggan. She's a licensed professional counselor. She will